In this video, we will explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to Liverpool, the most musical, passionate, and vibrant city in England. This is the definitive guide and the most complete video you will watch today about the birthplace of the Beatles, the place where pop music was born and where football is a religion. We will cover everything from the logistics of how to arrive by train from London in 2 hours, how to avoid tourist traps on Matthew Street, and where to eat authentic scouse, the dish that gave the locals their nickname. We will also tell you about the vital requirement of travel insurance and how to visit Paul and John S. childhood homes. So let us get started. Liverpool is a city with a giant soul. It went from being just a gray industrial port to becoming a colorful cultural hub full of free museums, grand architecture, and a nightlife that rivals the capital. It is a city where the people called Scousers are known for being the friendliest and funniest in the UK. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Liverpool? The best time is from May to September. In these months, the winds from the Irish Sea are calmer and you can walk along the docks without freezing. Summer is lively with outdoor music festivals. Autumn is beautiful in the parks, but quite windy. Winter is harsh, damp, and gets dark at 3:30 in the afternoon, but the Christmas lights at Liverpool 1 are spectacular and the pubs are super cozy. Spring is great, but bring a raincoat as the weather changes in minutes. And how many days to stay? Liverpool is compact. To see just the Beatles and the docks, 2 days are enough. But to feel the city's vibe, visit the 2 football stadiums, explore the hipster Baltic Triangle neighborhood, and see the museums. Calmly, the ideal is 3 to 4 full days. Now let us talk about transportation and how to get around. To arrive, you will probably come from London or Manchester. From London, take the Avanti West Coast train from Euston Station. The trip takes just 2 hours and drops you at Liverpool Lime Street Station, which is a beautiful historic building right in the center. From Manchester, it is a 40-minute train ride. To get around the city, the rule is clear: use your legs. Liverpool city center is very walkable. Almost everything is 15 minutes away. If you need to go to places further away like Anfield Stadium or Sefton Park, use local buses, which are cheap and frequent, or the Merseyrail suburban train. Uber works super well and is much cheaper than in London. Do not rent a car in Liverpool. Parking is expensive and traffic in the center is confusing with many pedestrian-only streets. Staying in a good region will define the style of your trip. The first option and the most scenic is the Royal Albert Dock. Staying here is sleeping inside history, surrounded by red brick buildings and water. It is more expensive, but the view is unbeatable. The second option, and the most practical, is Liverpool City Centre, close to Lime Street Station and Liverpool 1 shopping mall. You are in the middle of the action, close to all shops and restaurants. The third option is Rope Walks. It is the bohemian neighborhood near Bold Street. It is perfect for those who want to enjoy the nightlife and be close to cool bars. The fourth option is the Baltic Triangle. It is the hipster area full of warehouses converted into breweries and art spaces. It is younger and alternative. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region to stay. Staying near Albert Dock or Lime Street, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and reliable options. We will also leave links to the hotels we have already stayed at and approved. In all destinations, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located for those who want to save money, and another that is a little better in the same location but a little more expensive with more comfort. These are great options tested by us. An important tip to save on accommodation is the advanced strategy. Liverpool receives many tourists on weekends, and especially on Liverpool FC home match days. Daily rates triple on game days. That is why we really like using this site we indicated. In addition to having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation with almost all hotels. You can book as soon as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later due to any change of plans, it is super easy and at no cost. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price on a single page. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM cell phone chip, to have internet travel insurance with discount, which is mandatory in Europe, tickets for the Beatles Museum, and Anfield good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account. Save this page in your favorites. Now let us get to the main attractions with details you cannot miss. Attraction number 1 is the Beatles story. It is located at Albert Dock. It is the largest museum in the world dedicated to the band. You walk through their history with an audio guide, seeing replicas of Abbey Road, Studios the Yellow Submarine, and original instruments. It is moving. Attraction number 2 is the Cavern Club. It is on Matthew Street. It is the place where the Beatles played almost 300 times. The original club was demolished but was rebuilt in the same place with the same bricks. Go down the stairs, feel the heat, and listen to live music all afternoon. It is the Temple of Rock. Attraction number 3 is the Royal Albert Dock. It is the most beautiful dock complex in England, a UNESCO heritage site. Walk around, visit the Maritime Museum to see the history of the Titanic, which was registered in Liverpool, and the International Slavery Museum, which is very impactful. Attraction number 4 is Anfield Stadium. Even if you do not like football, visit the home of Liverpool FC. The stadium tour is chilling. You go through the dressing room, touch the "This is Anfield" sign, and see the cop stand. Attraction number 5 are the cathedrals. Liverpool has 2 impressive cathedrals linked by Hope Street. The Anglican Cathedral is Gothic, huge, and somber. The Metropolitan Cathedral is Catholic, modern, round, and looks like a spaceship. It is worth visiting both. Attraction number 6 is the Magical Mystery Tour. It is the colorful bus that takes you out of the center. It passes Penny Lane so you can take a picture. At the sign passes the red gate of Strawberry Field and the houses where John, Paul, George, and Ringo grew up. Attraction number 7 is the Liverpool Central Library. The Picton Reading Room looks like something out of Harry Potter or Beauty and the Beast. It is free and jaw-dropping. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions in advance. The Beatles story and the Anfield tour have scheduled times and sell out. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price and with skip-the-line access. Now let us move on to gastronomy. In Liverpool, you need to try scouse. It is a meat stew, usually lamb or beef, with potatoes, carrots, and onions served with bread and pickled beetroot. It is the comfort food of the city. Maggie May's restaurant on Bold Street serves a great one. For something modern, go to Baltic Market. It is a street food market in the Baltic Triangle with dozens of options from burgers to Greek food and exaggerated desserts. The Bold Street area is the best for independent restaurants of all kinds of cuisine, from Indian to Lebanese. Quick and in-depth shopping tips. Liverpool One is the place. It is a gigantic open-air mall in the city center that revitalized the area. It has Apple Store, Zara Victoria's Secret, and the official Everton and Liverpool store. For vintage shopping and vinyl records, explore the streets of the Ropewalks neighborhood and Bold Street. If you like football, the Liverpool store at Anfield is huge and personalizes shirts on the spot. What to do at night? Liverpool's nightlife is legendary and cheap. Matthew Street is touristy, full of Beatles-themed bars and stag parties. It is fun and chaotic. Concert Square is a square full of bars and clubs where students go to drink cheap and dance. It gets very crowded. The Baltic Triangle is for those who want something cooler with gin bars, psychedelic mini-golf, ghetto golf, and the famous Bongo S Bingo. And if you are traveling with kids, Liverpool is great for families. The World Museum is free and has an aquarium, planetarium, and mummies. The ferry, Cross the Mersey ferry ride, is fun and colorful. The Imagine That Museum is focused on science and art for little ones. And Sefton Park has a beautiful glass greenhouse called Palm House. Mandatory documentation for international tourists and safety. Safety. Liverpool is safe, but the center on Friday and Saturday nights can get a bit too rowdy because of the drinking. Avoid trouble. Visa. Most Western citizens do not need a visa for tourism up to 6 months, but check ETA electronic authorization requirements coming soon. Travel insurance. It is highly recommended. The health system NHS charges tourists dearly. We never travel without it, and in the link in the description there is the comparator we use. And to combine your trip, you can take a 40-minute train to Chester, a beautiful little town founded by the Romans with walls and Tudor-style houses, or combine with Manchester, which is next door, for more football and music. If you liked this complete and deep guide, like the video, and subscribe to our channel to travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a safe trip.